Hello, welcome to my channel. You may have heard of the Reticulum network, which is like an alternative to the normal internet, and you can host pages on there, like web pages, and these are in a system called the Nomadnet, and there's a software called Nomadnet that hosts these pages. And what I want to show you is how to install that and how to set it up to host a webcam page. And I haven't seen many webcams on the Nomadnet yet. So first of all, we have to install Nomadnet. So first of all, we need pip for Python. So I'm going to put that into here. Let me just clear the screen. I'm using Control-Shift-V. Let's install pip. This is a Ubuntu 22 latest version desktop machine. Of course, you can install this on other machines, probably even Windows, but I haven't looked at that. Sometimes I run this in a virtual machine, and that'll be a subject of another video, how to set up Proxmox virtualization host and host something like this on it, which is quite easy. I'll show you how to do it. So let's do pip install nomadnet, Control-Shift-V. And you can see it's downloading it from GitHub and it's installed. And that's it. What I can do is check the version number installed. Probably this won't work until I do a reboot. So I'm testing things here. Let's try it. Yeah, command not found. So I'm going to have to reboot like that. And then I'll pause the video and come back when that's finished. So the machine is now rebooted. And so let's try that last command again. Not reboot, but this one. To get the version, you can see that Nomadnetwork client is now installed. So I can run Nomadnet just by typing it in like that. And it should start first time, so there's no config file, it's creating one. And then it'll go ahead and run. There it is. And the first thing to do is to edit the config file, which you can do using the built-in editor, which is here. Just click on this and then click Open Editor. And if you try using the cursor keys to move up and down, which is what I'm doing now, you'll see that the cursor here is not moving. The trick is you have to press Enter and then backspace, back delete, and then it does work. Maybe that's a bug, maybe it's a feature, I don't know, but if I remember to do it, then it works. So I need to set a few things in here. I'm just going to go through and see what needs setting. Not too much. Most of the defaults are fine. What I'm looking for is enable node, which I often can't find. There it is, enable node. Oops. So I've got finger trouble here. It says no. Let's change that to yes. So the node is now enabled, and there's an announcement interval here set at 360 minutes. I'm going to change it to 30 minutes, I think, because I want to see when it's working. Now, there are actually two different announce intervals in Nomadnet, which wasn't clear to me at the beginning on this software. I'll show you that in a moment. So one of the announce intervals is set to 30, and we're hosting a node yes. I think that's all I need to do. So let's exit with Control X, Y for yes, press Enter. So that's saved. And if I now click on Network at the top here, you can see it was announced a minute ago. This is actually the LXMF messaging address that was announced 1 minute ago, and not the page that's being served. You have to click on Node Info, which is this, and it's not currently hosting a node. That's because I need to restart it. So let's quit this and then start it again. Just up arrow, Nomadnet, start again. This time there will be a config file configured, and hopefully this time when I look it will be hosting a node. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we are. So now it works, and at the moment it's called anonymous peer. If we go back, the messaging address is also anonymous peer, but these are two different names you can give it. So let's give them names so I can sort out which is which. I give it the name of the computer, which is T480E minus messages, let's say. So I know that's set. Then you have to hit save down here. Saved, hit OK. And then we go to node info, and you'll see the name here hasn't yet changed. And I'm going to change it, maybe. Actually, it won't let me. Looks like I'm going to have to do that in the config file. So it's going to stay like that at the moment. And if I click on browse, that will browse the page that's being served here, and it will show you up here what it finds, and it says that there's no file in the system, because it's true, we haven't created the page yet, but at least the hosting's working. That's interesting. I'm going to have to change this name manually in the config file. So let's go back to my notes quickly. And before I actually set up the hosting page, I want to host a webcam, so I need to have some software that will snap a picture from a camera, USB camera on this computer, which is a laptop, and it has a built-in camera, of course. So let's see if we can use that one. So just do Control-C here. Go back to the terminal. I want a new terminal tab, so it's Control-Shift-T. There it is, new tab. That works. Paste that in there. Password. And that's going to install a program that will snap photos from the webcam. It should be there. The other thing I need to do is I need to check the name of the webcam, so we can do that using these video for Linux utils. So Control-C, paste that in here. Yes. Let's look at the command to query the devices present. And you can see it's found a touch sensor. That's the fingerprint reader on a Lenovo ThinkPad, although this one doesn't actually have one, but never mind. Just noticed that it's missing. And the integrated camera actually has two different names, Video 0 and Video 1. They usually seem to be the same. Some of these laptops also have an infrared camera for the Windows Hello feature. Then you'll see more listed, but I'm going to use this one called Video 0 for now. So let's remember that. I can test it using this command. Just copy it. So it calls that fswebcam program, and it's going to look at this device. You don't actually have to put in this whole path name. You can just put in, let's call it Video 0. But I've put it in there for the sake of completeness. Resolution is going to be 320 by 240, and the quality factor, which is actually the JPEG compression, is going to be 50, and the location to put this test image will be here in the pictures folder. So let's copy this and paste it into here. Oh, and I know it worked because I just saw the little LED next to the camera on the laptop flash as it took a picture. So that's a good sign, and it saved it in this pictures folder. So let's use the file manager on Ubuntu and look at pictures, and there it is. Look at that. That's me, and you see it's been time-stamped at the bottom. There are various options you can include in the command to turn on and off timestamps, or to put titles, subtitles, various different things, but let's keep it simple, leave it like that. So that worked. I'm happy. So that's that. What I need to do now is to create a page to host that image. So if I look at my notes here, and before I do that, actually, we need to create a job, a cron job, because we want more than one image. I want to take one image every 2 minutes. So using this crontab -e, this editor, I can put in a command that will shoot an image using this fswebcam program every 2 minutes. And you actually have to put the full path to fswebcam. You can't just use it like I did on the command line. So let me just copy this command. The stars or asterisks here represent minutes, hours, days, months, and years, I believe. You can check that. But I want every 2 minutes, so you put a /2 here. So I'm going to put that in the cron tab. So let's Control-C on there, and it's crontab -E to edit one. Which editor do I want to use? I want to use Nano because I like it. That's number 1. Press enter. So there's the cron jobs listed, and of course there are none of them yet, so we just paste in the one I just showed you. That'll take that image every 2 minutes, and do Control-X to exit, save, yes, save it there, and yes, it says it's installing a new cron tab. So that should be running now every 2 minutes. And what I didn't mention is where it's going to put the image, because this time it's going into not the pictures folder on this desktop computer, it's going into this location here with the file name image.jpg, but the location is where the web pages and files are stored for the page server. So now I need to create a page called index.mu, a bit like index.html for normal web pages, but it's going to be called this. So the way to do it is to go to the right directory, and then use this command to create the file. So let's do that. Just trying to think of a quick and easy way. Let's do it the easy way because I'm feeling lazy today. So if I go to home, you have to make sure, let's have this in a list form. I like that better. Whoops. You have to make sure that you can see hidden files. And it's not currently switched on. This is a fresh install of Linux, Ubuntu. So you click on Show Hidden Files, otherwise you won't be able to see it. And then you need to go to here, .nomadnetwork, double click on that. There's the config file we edited earlier. And then in storage, there's files and pages. Files is where the photos should be going. None have arrived yet. Hopefully they will. And pages is where the page will be stored. And what I'm going to do is right click on this and say open in terminal. So this is a terminal window in the right place. And now I can just do nano index.mu like that. And let's go back to my notes. Actually, you don't need to use the sudo, I don't think. I'll delete that. And let's put in some text. So this is the text that's going to go on the page. It's going to say hello world and a bit of text. And then this is the link that can be clicked on to download the image file that's stored in the files directory. Is it file or files? That's very interesting because here it's files and here it's file. Let's just go and have a look at that because there could be a problem here. If I look with the file manager, storage, yeah, it's storage-files, and maybe I put the cron job wrong. We'll have a look. So it's files with an S, I have to remember that. So is this correct? No, it's not. It needs an S on the end. It goes in there. So this is going to be the link. This F0FD is just the color for the text on the page, probably bright green, knowing me. So let's copy this this whole text, Control-C, and I'm going to put it into here using Control-Shift-V. So this is what's going to appear on the page, and that says files. So Control-X to exit, Y to save it, and it goes in index.mu in storage pages. Let's just have a little look around inside this file system here. Storage pages, that's what I just created. You can also use the text editor, which is easier to use. If I just double click on this, it probably will open. Yes, it has. So you can use this text editor. It's quicker and easier, just like a normal text editor with a save button. So that's that. Maybe I'm putting those images in the wrong place. Let's go and look at the cron job. Oh, let's use the other window, the one I was using before. Control-L to clear the screen. crontab -E. Let's have a look if there was a deliberate error. Oh no, there isn't. There's files with an S there, so it is going in the right place. Control-X to exit. Let's see if any images have arrived yet. So it's in storage and then files. Still nothing. That's interesting. Why is that? It's a very good question. Sometimes things don't work first time, as you've probably noticed, and that's part of the fun of it. And oh, you see, it's already appeared. There is the page that I'm hosting. And the way to look at that is you look at node info and then browse, and that brings up this page. And when I click on this, it'll download the image, except probably there's no image there yet. Let's go and have a look in the file manager again. Let's go away and come back just to update it. Nothing yet. Hopefully at some point it will arrive. In the meantime, what I could do is to edit the name of this node in this config file, press return and delete, and then go down because it was set to anonymous. Let's change the name when I can find it. It's quite a long config file, so it takes a while to find things. Probably gone past it. Yeah, I've gone past it. If you saw it, why didn't you say something? Aha, it's not anonymous, it's none. Okay, I'm looking for the wrong thing. So node name is going to be T480E minus pages. Let's call it that because it's serving pages. Okay, Control-X to exit, save it, yes. So that will have changed the name. I may have to restart this program. Let's do it anyway. to make sure that update gets loaded with a new name. So for now we look at network. There we are. That's T480 messages. That's for the LXMF messages. And if we look at node info, which is hosting the pages, yes, I've changed the name there, as I hoped I would have. We do browse, and let's click on this. Local file not found. So it still hasn't taken a picture. Let me go and find out why. And the way to find out why is to go back through the commands I've issued. And I changed 4 to 2, but if I look back at the single snapshot I took that really worked, I do believe that it was video 0 was the one I should have been using. So there it is, video 0. That worked, I know. So let's change this to a 0. And then it will work. So let's go down here. Change the 2 to a 0 to get the right camera. I did have 3 webcams plugged into one machine there. It got even more confusing. So Control X, yes, Enter. Now, hopefully, it should be working, but it could take up to 2 minutes to take a picture. In the meantime, I've changed the name of the node, and to go back in this browser, you have to click in this side of the window first, and then press, I think it's Control D, yeah, Control D to go back. So now we've gone back to the previous page. If you want to reload it, that's at the bottom here, press Control R. So that's reload. This program is set to auto-announce at startup. So 2 minutes ago was when it was last started. If we go back here, this is also 2 minutes ago, but you find if you manually announce here, that will go to 0, just announced. The other one is still at 2 minutes, which shows that there are 2 different announce buttons to press, and only one of them seems to happen regularly automatically, the other one doesn't, as far as I can see. Maybe somebody knows the answer to that. Let's go and have a look in the file manager, see if there's a picture yet. No, there isn't. Okay, I just saw the light flash on the webcam on this laptop, which means it's done it. Let's go and take a look. There it is. It was the longest 2 minutes ever. Waiting for that. There's the image. And so now, if I go in here, and if you click on the link that shows the snapshot, still can't find it. Let's reload the page. So Control D to go back, Control R to reload, because I know it's there now. Now I've realized what the problem is. This files doesn't need to have an S on the end because it wasn't a directory name. It's a command that it's a file to be downloaded. So if we look at the what I pasted in, there's an S there, and this is wrong. Although that's directory, it is files. We don't need to put the directory name, we just need to say this is going to be a file, and that's the name, and that file has to be located in a subdirectory of files with an S. This is very confusing, isn't it? So if I go back to the index page I made, you see there's an S there. All I have to do is delete the S and say this is a file coming up which is stored in a place called files. Save it, and now perhaps it will work. Let's go and take a look. So Control D is back, Control R to reload it, and let's click on this. Okay, now it worked. How do I know it worked? Because down here, saved image.jpg, and let's do it again. And it's done it again. It's put a 1 on the end. It depends a number every time, so that the file names are different, saved on this local machine. So that's working now. And normally, of course, you wouldn't use this as a web browser. You would be using the Nomadnet browsing part of Reticulum Mesh Chat, that program, which is much more user-friendly and easy to use than this. And there it pops up a pop-up asking where you want to save the file. So that works. And maybe I can go and take a look in the downloads folder and see if it has indeed downloaded it. So where would that be? Downloads, there it is. We downloaded image.jpg and then image.jpg.1, the second one. If I press this button again, you see there's a 2 appended here now. Let's go back to the file manager, and there it is with a 2 on the end. So this is downloading the images as we'd expect. So sorry about the confusion, but I think it's interesting to note that. So we've learned something, how to host a webcam image on a Nomadnet server and how to fault find it when it doesn't work because of confusion between commands and file names that look the same. And let's see if anyone else can get this working, please, and make comments and ask questions as usual, and I'll see you in the next video.